Hello friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm playing 1856. We're in phase 3. All the 4 trains are gone, so the next train that will be bought will start phase 4. Until now, still only green and yellow tiles are available. 6 of the 11 companies have been started: the GW, the CV, the WGB, LPS, THB, and the WR. And some are having quite a few trains, or 2 trains that are running pretty good. WR, LPS, the GW. But the GW with 4 loans, and the same the WR, they're gonna be dumped into the Canadian government railway. Only the LPS is in a very good shape, and I'm pretty sure the player will try to hold that one. So we start in a stock round. Priority is with this player here, who is possibly at now the player in the lead. It's very hard to say. The only player who seems a little behind is the guy who is only an investor, simply because he only holds 4 shares. I mean, okay, he has the 2 privates, but they're not going to make a lot of money anymore. So he only holds the 4 shares, and all the other players have at least 5 or more shares. So in this case, he is a little behind here. But anyway, so priority is with this guy, and he's going to buy the last LPS here in the initial offer. That gives him quite an advantage. The par price is 100, the share value is 125. So, and the good thing is the money goes right into the company. And now the question is, do we want to sell something? Now, the problem about these 2 companies is they will disappear. They will disappear pretty soon. I mean, it's not quite clear when exactly. There are still 5 trains left. But when the first 6th train is purchased, then these will go into the CGR. It doesn't mean the shares will completely go away, but they will be traded for 2 shares for 1 new share of the CGR. So he will definitely take a loss here. If he sells the shares now, he will get quite a bit of money out of it. On the other hand, the GW is running really good, makes a lot of money, and also the Welland. The Welland is a little tricky because there is a THB here, and it's pretty clear that the guy will start giving trains away to the DHB. So maybe keeping the share of the GW and selling the share of the Welland seems a good idea. However, if we do that, we sit here with only 1 share of a company that gets dumped. And that is usually also not a great idea, simply because when the CGR forms, as I said, you trade 2 of your shares for 1 of the other shares. So if you have an odd number of shares, the share will simply go away and you get no compensation for that. So I might as well consider, for example, here are still shares in the GW. So it could also be an interesting idea to say, okay, I'll sell the one of the Welland, And CW, we can get it for 80 bucks. The GW, we can get it for 80 bucks. And it's worth 100. So that's also an interesting option. Let me roll a die if I want to sell. I mean, it probably makes sense. I might also consider starting my own company. If I sell these two, I would be at about, this would be then 200, nearly 300 bucks. But that is, I think we need at least 5 shares to start a new company. With 300 bucks, that's going to be difficult. 65 is the minimum number. I think we can't do it. We would probably not be able to do it. And even then, buying a train is the next problem. We might be able to buy a train of this company. I mean, it's take a loan. It would be it could be possible, you know. We could do it. Try to push this company ahead. But if I invest now 5 shares in a new company, and I'm only going to use that new company in the advantage of this company, you know, by buying a bad train to give this company a lot of money and so on, I think in the end that might not be the best idea, because I have to invest a lot of money. So this is money I could use to get maybe some... I could invest in other things. For example, the CV seems to be in a good shape. Maybe also the THB. You know, the companies that the other players started to take advantage of the old companies. If you invest in them right now, it's probably a good idea, because players are probably not willing to dump them. Instead, they're going to try to make good money of them. So we're going to see about that. But I think I want to sell. Do I want to sell both? Maybe it's probably the best to sell both. Tough call. Or should I wait for another? You know what? Fuck, I don't know, man. It's a tough decision if I want to keep these or not. At the moment, it seems like they might make a lot of money. Will they do this still the next operating rounds? Or will players have the money to start a new company? But I don't think that we'll see 4 trains falling in the next 2 operating rounds. I might buy one. This guy might buy one. And that's possibly it. Maybe somehow one goes here. But I think that's it. So I think for now, I will hold on to these 2 shares. They give me a really good revenue. And yeah, I'm going to keep these 2 suckers. What about him? Good question. He might. He wants to bring the Toronto, Hamilton, and Buffalo to a good shape. So I could invest Yeah, I probably will simply invest. I mean, I could also invest in the Welland. There are still shares in here. And get money in there, and then in the next turn, sell the shares of the Welland. Well, I don't know if that's such a great idea. I'm going to roll a die here. On a 1 or 2, I might do it. Okay, I'm going to do this. I will indeed invest in the Welland for $90. Oops. Money goes in here, it's always good. And I get another share. I don't know if that's very clever. If it works out, and it might, we have the time to sell these shares. There's also a risk that other people will sell all their shares of the Welland, and then we're happy if we hold 40% simply because of the 4 loans. Otherwise, we had to pay for the loans if there are more loans than there are shares in the hand of players. So maybe it's actually not a bad idea to do it. And yeah, I think that's okay. This guy, what is he gonna do? Well, he's got the same questions going on. He definitely wants to buy an LPS. There's no doubt about that. Or does he want to start his own company? Well, if he sells a few shares, these 2 for example, he has $450. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. He could do that. But on the other hand, this guy didn't sell his shares. This guy invested in the Welland. So he might say, hey, if all these people are holding on to these shares, probably no one is going to buy, is expecting that a 6 train will fall soon. So I think I'm also hold on to these shares. They're worth a lot. So I guess what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to invest in the, well, I mean, the thing is, if I invest in the Welland now, I might make a lot of money. Oh, damn, that's a lot. It's a tough call because it's worth 80. These suckers, they cost 90. They're worth 110. So it's definitely not a bad idea to invest in the Welland. They do a good run and then sell the stuff in the next stock round. But it's possibly also a good idea to try to get priority in the next stock round because I got a feeling that many other players will then sell their GW and WR shares. So you want to have priority. I think I'm not going to invest in the Welland, but the LPS. The LPS is such a great share. I'm really considering investing there. It's 125. So yeah, I think I want to have few shares of the LPS. No, actually, that money goes into the bank because the shares come from the open market. This guy here, well, I think he also will invest in the LPS. 125, it seems to be maybe the strongest railway for now. What about him? Yeah, he's got a different plan. You know, yeah, his idea is he wants to get money in here and then brings that money over here. So what he does is he buys a share of the Wellington Grain Brews for $80. And this guy, what is he gonna do? Well, good question. I think he will invest possibly in the THB for now, not in the CV, which is right before him. That's a little tricky. The THB seems like a good idea. On the other hand, we could also invest in the Welland and then sell that shit, or in the Great Western. But there is then the risk that someone might dump it on us, and that's a pretty bad idea. I mean, the Great Western is actually not such a big risk. We might do that because the guy only has a single company, and if that goes to us, we should be okay, except if he starts selling these trains to other people. Wow, that would be ugly. So yeah, that would ruin me basically. I think I cannot allow this to happen. I mean, I could then give my 3 train away, but I think it's not worth the risk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy here a share from the THB for $70. I guess that's a solid long-term investment. Maybe not right now. They don't pay out a lot, but I think we might also invest a little bit in the CV maybe, as long as it's only a single share. I think we're good. This guy is out of money for now. What about him? Well, he buys... Oh shit, maybe I should have done that. You know, that was stupid. I didn't see that. I want to buy another share of the LPS, actually. I think that's, yeah, it makes more sense. So that means $70 go back, and I'm gonna buy the last share of the LPS for 110. What? No, it was more. It was 125. That makes a lot more sense. I now hold 60% of a very good company. I don't have to play that more complicated than it is, you know. I have the most valuable company over here. I can play this pretty straightforward, you know, just pushing the value up, and then these 6 shares will be worth a lot. I just didn't realize there's still a share in here. So, now this player passes. Now it's this guy. Well, he could invest in the Great Western, but I don't know if that's such a great idea. I mean, it's unlikely. I think he might actually do it. I think he will invest in the Great Western. It is very unlikely that this guy will end up with a priority. And if that would be the case, we still could sell the shares. So, do I want to do that? Yeah, why not? We're going to do it. The other option would be to pass. But this guy was, yeah, these two guys will definitely do something. So I don't think it makes sense to pass just to get the priority here. Yep, I'm going to invest in the Great Western. It's just a short-term investment. Probably we will sell all these shares in the next turn. But we'll see about it. I mean, we could also think, hey, maybe the CGR will make a lot of money. That might be the case, but we'll see about that. Now this guy, he invests in the Credit Valley. So that is for $75. Now there are 50% already sold, so that means the rest stays for now in here. That's 100, that should not be, it should be like this. Okay. And I have another 75, which is cool. So then this guy here invests again in the Wellington and Bruce. Another $80. Wait a minute. I'm not sure. These $80, they should have gone into the they should have gone in here, because the Wellington and Bruce has to go to Goderich before it gets the money. Okay, so he now holds 40% of the WGB. He passes, so that means he holds priority again. Or maybe we can actually invest. We have some money left here. These are 50. These are exactly $70. We could invest in the THB now. Yeah, we can do that. Exactly for $70. 50, yep, 70, awesome. So we can do it. We can get ourselves a share of the THB. I think that's a pretty good investment. This guy now has priority, and he doesn't have the money to buy anything. This guy also passes. he has a little bit of money, so he might as well invest in the THB or in the CV. Hard to tell. The CV looks a little more solid right now with a 4 train. The THB only has a 3 train. But the risk is lower if we invest in the THB, because then we could absolutely not become the president. So it's that's $70. The money goes in here. Does it? I'm not sure. What is the destination of the... It's Gulf. Where is Gulf? Is it that one? Yeah, the THB wants to go here, which kind of sucks. So, they're not there yet. So there are 1, 2, 3... Yeah, there are... No, wait a minute. Yeah, they're 50% out. That means the money actually goes... The money for the shares of the THB goes into the bank for now. Okay. There we go. What about that Credit Valley share? That should have also been in the... it's in the bank. Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, I forgot one thing. By the end of the last turn, I realized I made a mistake. There was a city a long time, for quite a long time. There was a yellow city already in there. That should not have been there. I mean, not for that long, right? But quite a while, actually. So, I mean, I didn't place that city here, on the other hand, also for a while. So I'm pretty sure simply could have connected that tile with this one instead. So there would not have been such a big difference. It would only be one turn until I could have done the tile placement there. And then because after a while I've run here always a 3 train, 1, 2, 3, right? But that was obviously not possible because there's no city here. So instead I did a connection to Goderich and removed that tile down here. So in this case, I think it wasn't too bad. And yeah, the map should have looked now like this. And the GW did this tile placement here instead of this one here. So I think overall that's pretty much... it doesn't really affect the game a lot. Okay, let's continue now. It's this guy here, and yeah, he's gonna sell now his 2 shares of the Wellington that he just purchased, with the goal to get a ton of money in here. That's his idea, and so we're going to place that money here, these shells here, and that the shares here. They're 50% now in there, which is perfectly fine. And the price will not drop. That's the funny thing, because they're already at the bottom here. And now that money here will go into the WGB when it reaches Goderich. But if we work together with the CV, that goes actually pretty quickly. The WGB places a tile, the CV places a tile, the WGP places a tile, and the money is already in there. So that is okay. Okay, so we sold that crap for 160. And of course we want to reinvest. And I strongly believe in the Credit Valley. So I'm gonna get another share of this one, $75. Okay, now we got the priority here. Guy passes, this guy passes. This guy does so too. He also passes, so it's again him. He can invest in another share. And I mean, I think, well, I'm not sure if that's worth the effort, but what I could do is, and I think that's a good idea, I will invest in a share here of the Great Western. That doesn't really help the other people a lot, because I have my doubts that the Great Western will reach its destination. And then that did cost me $80, and then I'm going to sell the share in the next operating round. So we got a priority here. I cannot sell the same share that I purchased in the same turn, or the same stock turn. So it goes now once around the table, and then I'm going to sell it now for $100, which is cool. I mean, it gave me $20, right? Okay, and we could do the same thing with the Welland. However, that would give the Welland additional money in there. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I really don't know. I don't want to make the Welland that strong here. So maybe I prefer to invest in maybe in the THB actually. So yeah, I'm going to invest in the THB. $70. And we're going to get a share. I have still quite a bit of money, but the problem is the only thing I could invest in is the THB. And honestly, I don't want to risk that. I think it's unlikely that the train will get lost, but it's a pretty big risk. I'm going to roll a die on a 1 or 2. I mean, it's not that, it's hard to tell, right? It really is. He could transfer the trains over here, or he could, well, he cannot, yeah, he could transfer the train in here. But does it, and give me the company, but does that make a lot of sense? I'm not sure about that. I'm going to roll a die, and on a 1 to 4, I'm going to take that risk. I think it's not that bad. So yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to invest. I'm going to spend my money here. And no, actually, that's not true. It's the money goes in here. Oops, and I'm going to grab myself another share of the THB. I'm a little vulnerable now. But I also think that the guy is not really willing to be sitting on the Welland, and that's all. I mean, why would he? It's not such a great idea. So I think investing in the THB is kind of safe. Okay, this is it now. I mean, the priority stays here. The guy was really active. But yeah, I think we're good for now. Just let me check if anyone is close at the stock limit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Nobody's even close at the certificate limit, which is, I think, I'm not sure where it is. I think it's over there. Wait a minute. Yeah, we are 5 players, so it's 13. No problems here at all. Okay, we start the first operating round. And, well, let's see actually. First, this one here will go up because all the shares of the LPS are held by players. Is that the case of another company? I don't think so. No, it's only the LPS. And it will operate first, obviously. Now we come again to the situation where this guy here wants to sell. Actually, the companies will pay out first. And he's interested in selling his major. Or his private. But he wants something for it. And there we got 20 bucks too. That go in here. Okay. What is that going to be? Well, I think he wants maybe 50 bucks because he thinks that he can run this company at least for one more operating round, probably even longer. So maybe he shouldn't actually sell it. Maybe he should say, I want to hold on to that sucker for another operating round. Except you offer me, let's say 70 bucks, which he probably doesn't want to do. So yeah, he doesn't need that company. It would be cool to have it because of this tunnel, but in the end he says, no man, not for that much money. So just keep it. Keep it for now. So now, and actually I place a tile here. I think it might be a good idea to go here so that we can approach London from 2 sides here. That could make us a lot of money, I guess. So, yeah, we have a 4 and a 3 train. So this is the port is this is 80 bucks then. 110, 160, right? And then we can go this way here. So that's 50 and 60. So that's another 110. So that's 270. A really good run here. And so the guy gets 162 bucks. That is a lot. So we have a decision to make here. Do I want to pay back the loan or not? I have a feeling I want to, because for some reason I don't think that 6th train will come as early as I basically thought. I think it will take a while until it will be there. These suckers will buy a train. They cannot afford to. I thought I could, but I had to swallow, and I don't want to buy a train because there is a train limit of 3 at the moment, But if I buy the 5 train, the train limit will be 2, so I'm going to lose my 3 train. So it doesn't really help me a lot. Therefore, I'm not too eager to buy a train right now. That might change if these suckers buy a 5 train. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a problem, because then they will probably make more money. But how bad is that? I mean, the CV is down here, and my company is up here. So I think I'm still in the advantage here. These guys possibly could also somehow buy a train, but that might be it, you know, and therefore I can as well pay back the loan. I don't need that money right now sitting in my company, and sooner or later, if I want to hold on to the company, I have to pay back the loan anyway. So first I have to pay interest for the loan for this turn, which is 10 bucks, and then I'm going to pay back the loan. Now that all the shares are out here of the market stock, there were a lot of shares in there of that company in there, and I made a lot of money that way. But now they're gone, and I'm not getting any money in here. But okay, maybe I have to swallow 1 or 2 times in the near future. Might be necessary. So let's do the run here with the Welland. That's pretty easy. It's going to be 80 or 110. That's the 3 train. And then like this. So that's 70, 100, 140. So it's 250. And that's a solid run. Do I want to exchange trains now in this operating round? Actually, no, because I want to give the Welland 50 bucks for the bridge rights, so that I can also use it. But then I want to get my money back with this train exchange. So for now, doesn't make a lot of sense, I think. I want to wait 1 operating round, and I can. WGB, they're sitting here. They want to go to Goderich to get all that money, because that would all be lost. That's about 150, and we definitely want that money. Because we want to bring it in here, right? So what we got to do is we got to go to Goderich, and we better do that quick. So we're going to place a tile here. And then we're going to run. And let me see, we got a 3 train. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. We make a run of 80 bucks. You know, I'm really considering saying, okay, I'm just going to swallow. It's just 16 bucks for me, because I only owe 20%. So if I swallow, these 80 bucks will go in here, which is cool. But I gotta be careful, because if the share value here drops below this one, then these guys might not be able to run a train, I think. Wait a minute, it's kind of tricky, because, or can they? Then in the next turn they would go first. Okay? So they can simply run the train. What I want is the following situation. I want the 4 train and a lot of money in here, right? Okay, to do this, I gotta get the 3 train over here, because then I can buy the 3 train with all the money that will be in here back. Okay, cool. So what I could do now is I could swallow now. And at the end of the turn, I can then exchange the trains. Because we got to be really careful. There might be enough money. It's hard to say when these trains will fall. And if it happens too early, then all the money which is here could be gone. And all my efforts would be completely pointless. And in the end, it would have possibly then be a waste of money and energy. So we got to be careful about these things. And I think in this operating round we're still safe, or in this cycle we're safe, but in the next cycle it might go fairly quick. Especially because I think once the first train is purchased, we have then, I don't know, we have the next cycle 3 operating rounds. I have a feeling that maybe in the next operating round cycle the 5 trains may go away. I'm not absolutely positive, but it isn't impossible. And therefore, I think it's a good idea if I do it that way. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, I'm going to swallow this time. No, can I? Yeah, wait a minute. I want these guys to go first in the next operating round. What? Does it even matter? Wait a minute. Yeah, actually I think if I can manage an exchange in the order right while I'm exchanging the trains, I might even be able to run this combination here, the 4 and 3 train, once. That would be pretty awesome. So I hope I'm not fucking this up. But yeah, I'm gonna swallow. It's only gonna be $80, but hey, that's something. And I gotta pay credit anyway. So in the end, it's just $60. But it's all nice. And then I'm done. Yep. Okay, cool. Now, and of course, this will now drop down to here. Yeah, I think that's exactly the way I want it, because now I can buy the train. In the next operating round, I will be the first one to run. I can run, and then this sucker can buy it back. That's pretty awesome. Okay. So then it's the CV. They're going to lay track here. Can I afford to upgrade, for example, this one? I might, because I can still go before the other company if I pay out, lay then track here, and then the other guys can lay track here, and we can still make it to Goderich. So that's going to be okay. We're going to upgrade that one into a green city tile. There's only one left, so I'm hoping, yeah, that works out. But no, it doesn't actually. Nope. No, I cannot use that because it would go into the water. We need one of the other green city tiles. So, can't do it. Anything else I can upgrade? Not exactly. Nothing that helps a lot. So I might as well lay track here. And then I can do my 4 run, so it's 60, 80, 110, and 140. And I'm going to pay out. So in anticipation of this changing into a brown tile, we upgraded these here, the Welland and the THB. There's not a lot otherwise we could do. Nobody wants to pay the $40 here. I mean, we could, maybe at a given time, but for the moment we don't really need it, so I don't know. Now, the THB buys this $10 bonus for $50 from the Welland. And then they're going to make their run. It's only 3 trains, so they're going to go 80, 110, and they will also pay out. Now, the THB buys the 4 train for $5 from the Welland. Why? Well, I think if I do it the other way around, the THB would not be able to run a train during the next operating round, which would mean that the share price will fall, and I kind of want to avoid that. By the way, I think I didn't pay this guy the $11 for the run of the THB. Okay, and that means we're now done with this operating round, and we're getting into the second operating round. So it's the LPS again. Now, if the guy wants to be a real dickhead, what he could do is he could place this token here, and in that way the GW will never reach this thing in time, or probably not. This is possible. It wouldn't help him a lot though, and in a way it might even be a good thing for the LPS if the GW goes there, because then this off-road region becomes available. So, and this guy is also not, I mean, it's hard to tell who is actually in the lead, who is the main enemy. I don't have the feeling it's him, because he will lose the Great Western. On the other hand, if he manages, it really is hard to say, you know. I mean, I just don't know, man. I have no idea. But I think instead of doing this, I try to improve my situation here. Now, how do I want to do that? Well, I could, for example, consider closing this. And by the way, I could as well now be an asshole and block this little sucker off, the WGB off from reaching Goderich. But that is probably a little harder. I think there is a way for... Well, no, yeah, I think I cannot go into the water, so I think he can upgrade this tile then and make it there. You know, I cannot place a tile like this or something. Then it would be impossible for the other guy. But everything else is, I think, still possible. Now, what I'm considering is, you know, I could well, I mean, I could go here, you know, here for example, and then upgrade this tile to get here. And then maybe somehow, just maybe somehow, try to make my way to Toronto. It's a long run to get there, but I don't think it's completely impossible. And I might even consider placing this tile, for example, and then I could upgrade it. So then I can make a connection from here to here or so. Yeah. So many options. So many options. You know, if I could... This is tough. I'm really not sure. I'm going to roll a die on a 1. I'm going to do the dicky move. Otherwise, I'm going to do something reasonable. Okay, it's a 2. That was kind of close. But okay. I think I want to do something to my advantage. And I'm not sure what that's going to be. What about Kitchener? So, I think I actually want to do that. I want to close this one here. Why? Well, my idea is, well, on the other hand, the other people will do it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. In the next turn, I will have access to these 2, and then I can upgrade one of these, make a route maybe here, and then try to work my way through here. You know, my dream is something like that. Going here from London, 1, 2, 3 reps, 4, and then maybe down to Toronto, 5. I know it's a long ride, it's a long way, but it's not impossible. You know, basically I gotta upgrade this and then just place 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. It's a long way. It's not easy to do that, and we also have to upgrade our own city stand there as soon as the brown tiles come up. But hey, I think that is definitely something that won't hurt. And now we're also in the situation where I offer this guy 25 bucks. At the most. No, I don't know. Let's say he wants 25 bucks. On a 1 to 3, I'm willing to pay that. Nope. Does he go down? Well, on a 1 to... Hard to say, actually. I mean, actually, I think I forgot to pay out the privates once again. Okay, so this guy actually gets his deal. He gets 20 bucks. It's not a lot. But it's not that... I mean, I'm not sure how many... The privates will close as soon as the 5 train comes up. So... I think it's not that bad, and that gives then this guy the Tunnel Frontier, the Frontier Tunnel Company, and they get therefore now also finally the bonus for the tunnel, that one here. So that gives them a little bit of extra money, and I guess everybody's happy. And I think even he didn't manage to sell the privates, he made quite a bit of money out of it. Oh, I realize I can't do it. I have to pay at least 50 bucks. That's the minimum price. Half the thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. No deal for him, I'm afraid. I hope I remember that. I think I did. That's important. I cannot just do it for 10 bucks. So it seems like nobody will get the money for the tunnel, and it's kind of a shame. Again, we did a run for 270, and this time I'm going to swallow. I got a feeling it won't take too long until we actually have to buy a new train, and therefore I guess I will swallow at that point. It's still not enough for a train, but we're in a better position right now. Share value will drop, sadly, but still I think it's worth it. WR. They only have their 3 train at the moment. So we can basically go 40, 70, and another 40, so it's 110. Okay, and you know, I also thought about swallowing and bringing the money in here. On the other hand, good thing is if I pay out, the share value rises, and if then people start selling shares, it cannot go below this one, right? Below the 110. So my well, on the other hand, is that so great? I think it is. Yeah, I think I want to do it that way. That kind of saves me. Well, does it? I mean, I probably won't sell these shares anyway, because I probably have to keep them because of all the loans. Otherwise, I have to pay for the loans. Does it matter? Well, but I also want the 44 bucks. And now the Wayland is going to buy that 3 train here of the THB for, yeah, whatever, 100 something. Okay. We got to see how much money there is now in the THB. So now the THB has a 4 train and 310 bucks, 312 bucks. In addition to that, we got about 200 here and more shares. So there's still a lot of money in there. So overall, it should be possible for us pretty easily to get to 700 bucks or something. If we swallow once maybe or something. So that's good. We're safe there. And then it's the Grand Western again. And they're also gonna pay. They will also pay out, obviously. I made a stupid mistake with the Credit Valley. I forgot to buy the train. And you know, I really wanted to do it. I told you I wanted to do it, so I will do it now. I think it's okay. I explained it all the time, you know, but then if you do it on camera and you talk all the time, it's hard to keep focused. So that was actually what I wanted to do. So the train is here now, and now the Credit Valley goes before the WGB, so they can run this thing now pretty hard. And by the way, there is now a connection between the WGB and Goderich. So what happens is that all that money here, it's not that terribly much, but it's definitely not bad at all. All the money goes right there. That's about, yeah, it's about 270 bucks or so. So that's definitely sweet. And now remember there's more money over here for the Credit Valley, right? There are shares over there. So seems like he's in a really good position for now. If people buy the shares, that's of course a point here. But okay, what I want to do is, yeah, I'm going to do that run. So it's a 4 and a 3. That's going to be a big one. first, well, I still cannot upgrade that, sadly. So with the credit valley, I'm going to lay track here. Now my idea is maybe I can make that Toronto run twice, you know, or once. I mean, that I can go from Toronto to Toronto. So if I lay track here, and then I can up or downgrade these suckers, I could hit Toronto twice, which would be extremely valuable. So for now, what I want to do is, I'm going to go here from London, that one, Goderich, and then here, that's my 4 train. The 3 train obviously goes to Toronto. So, I'm pretty sure that's a solid run. 50, 80, 110, 140. And again from here, 170, 190, and 250. That's a good run. It's a really good run, actually. And I hold 6 shares, or 6, I hold 6 shares. So that gives me $150. Very, very good. Share value rises to 90. And then it's the WGB. They can lay track. They cannot pay out. Where do they want to lay track? What would be helpful for the CV? Well, you know, I know what would. Getting to Drumbo, that would be helpful, because this is their destination, if I remember that right. So we can place it like this. Oops, no, it's all not in play already. So we got to be a little careful here. You know what? I'm gonna place it like that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna place it like this, and then in the next turn I can go to Dumbo. I forgot that with the CV, but that's cool. I can do it next turn. I don't need that money that necessarily right now. There are about $150 in here, which is definitely cool. And then we cannot run the trains. We gotta pay $20 interest. Share value will drop, which kind of sucks, but okay. And now I pay all the money for the 3 train. There we go. And now we got about 520, a lot of money, man. Nearly $550 in there. That's pretty crazy. We can nearly do it. We can nearly buy a 5 train here next turn if we are interested in doing so. Okay, and then yeah, that's it for the WGB. And the last one operating will be the THB. And, well, they're simply going to do their 4 run, and they're also going to pay out, I guess. So we're at the end of the operating round, and I'm going to upload this one. And it's interesting. I mean, everybody kind of did a lot of maneuvering in this operating round to get the money where he wants it. Not everybody, but at least the players who had 2 companies. This guy is also kind of preparing to buy a train. He has to swallow once more or so. And this company is going to close anyway. So it seems like nobody has to do a forced train purchase. And it's now the big question, you know, at least not for now. Will these 5 trains go away? And the first 6 train? Or can these companies continue running? I mean, that's a very good company. And also that one is not a bad company, right? So the timing is now really important. Does it make sense, for example, to sell all the shares of the Great Western that people hold? All the shares of the Welland? Or better, keeping them. They pay off a solid dividend, especially the Great Western, but also the Welland. They pay out a lot of money. So these are big decisions to make. This guy, I mean, he could start a new railroad, and for him, he probably will, you know. He might sell a few shares, then he ends up with, I don't know, $600 or something. That's going to be enough to start a new railroad, and a really good one, with a lot of money. And I mean, it would be cool to wait with starting a railroad until the first 6 train shows up, because then you get a full capitalization. But on the other hand, if we do it now and start a new railroad, as soon as the Great Western manages somehow to get these $300 here, we might also try to get the money into this new railroad, and maybe the 4 train. So that is definitely an option. This is definitely something this guy is considering. How about the others? Well, he might also say, hey, you know, if I sell my Welland and my Great Western, I can also start a new railroad. He comes before him. A lot of interesting choices to make here. Okay, anyway, I'm going to load it up, and hope to see you on the next one or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.